What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Brian, give me a thumbs up if you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, Brian's ready. Actually, let's turn him up a little bit. Check 1, 2. What's up, Brian? Can you check?
What's up, Roman?
There you are. Okay, let me get this split screen going. Split screen. Woo! We're back.
How are you?
There you go. And you guys to confirm that we don't have an echo on Brian tonight. I watched a replay and I fixed it on the fly, but yeah, it was terrible until I fixed it.
And I'm jacked up tonight. I'm ready to boogie.
Nice.
I don't know why. I got like all this energy. I don't know what's going on.
Very nice. Cool. So today's show is it's pretty exciting. We finally get to do. Oh, do you want to do the honors? Let's do what do we do first? Shoutouts? Shoutouts.
Do your shoutouts. This is our like the 100th show. You know what to do.
There we go, guys. I see Oscar in the house. What's up, Oscar? Man, Oscar jumped on as soon as we started. I see Doug. What's up, Doug? We're staying warm in the garage. Alex. What's up, Roman? Welcome. I see Cal. What's up, Cal? Hey, you're right on time. Woohoo! I see Eric. What's up, Eric? I see what's up, William? Nice to have you back. Good evening, gentlemen. Nice.
Hey, Captain Dan. What's up?
I see Captain Dan. Oh, there he is. What's up, Captain Dan? Captain Dan in the house. Dario. I see Hyder. What's up, Hyder? What's up, y'all? Thanks for hanging out with me while I sand these cabinets. Very nice.
Yeah, Hyder.
What's
We're
up,
gonna need
Chris?
an update on your sailboat.
I see Chris.
Sailboat?
I see Chris. What's up, Chris? Welcome. I see Zach. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, no sailboat yet. Says Hyder. What's up? I see a new face, Stephen Bunn. Welcome to the show. If it's your first time, you can type in "first timer" in all caps, and everybody will say hi to you and welcome you to the community. I see Zach. You're good. Okay, cool. That's on the sound, I think. I can I have some of those? Can I have some of that energy? Says Salty. Nice.
Yes, I don't know where it came from. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe the cool weather. I don't know.
I see Leonard says MMFC. That's what's everybody up to? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? Leonard and cool. All right, I think I got mostly everybody. All right. So today,
I think I'm ready to open my drink first. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Got something new tonight.
Uh-oh.
It's like I think this was like I don't know. This is like is this a hipster drink? LaCroix. I think that's
Such
like
a hipster
maybe
drink.
a hipster drink.
That's good.
Sparkling water. So you want to explain the rules, I guess, because we do actually have a first timers in there. I think.
So for those of you that are here for the first time, this tradition, I guess, of our show started with at the beginning of each episode, I would just pop open a drink. It doesn't have to be alcoholic, but the whole point of the show originally was to have a happy hour and talk about fishing, but now we changed it to Fishy Hour. And so at the beginning of each show, we crack open a drink, whatever drink you want to have. You can have alcoholic beverage if you want, or you can just have a soda. What we do is we have a pop top challenge. We pop the top, and you rate it from 10 to 1, 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life, and 1 being the worst. So I started doing it, but then we just adopted it with everybody that jumps into the show. We have them bring a drink, and we have them pop the top. So we're continuing that tradition. And on Wednesdays, Brian and I have a ongoing pop top challenge. So go for it, Brian. You're first.
That's right, man. So this is, to me, Fishy Hours, like, it's time to chill. I'm going to pop my beverage. I'm going to sit back. Hopefully we'll entertain you guys a little bit and we can learn some stuff tonight. So I'm going to open my drink. It's a brand new drink, so I don't know what to expect. Here we go.
Nice.
I don't know.
That was a really good one.
Sounded pretty good.
That was a really good.
It sounded fizzy. Fizzy.
So the pop was good. The hiss was good. The pouring was good. But I don't know how much people are gonna dock you for being LaCroix.
Sorry. I was almost like, that's kind of embarrassing, but whatever. It's what I had, guys. I'm sorry.
The hipster handicap. All right, here we go. You're like a -10. I'm just kidding. Okay, that's good. So
Hey, I see some 10s.
8.5, nice fish, solid 10, 10 with 10 with the
8.75. I
glass.
think that was Salty's biggest fish this weekend, so that's why he's putting that in
Oh, burn.
there. Sorry, not a dog.
Wow, with 10 doesn't matter. What's up,
See how it
Adrian?
goes.
Welcome back, dude. I see Andrew in here. What's up, Andrew Blake? Welcome. See, all right, Captain Adobo, what's up? Welcome back. Here we go. Thanks for coming out with us on Saturday, Captain Adobo. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you had a good time with the group. I know we're crazy. Here it goes. Here goes my pop top.
Dude, I think it was solid. It sounded solid. It's not your super mic, which I'm assuming you haven't got batteries for yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's just regular mic. Regular mic.
So,
they had a nice crack.
Guys.
They had a nice crack to it.
I think so. Cheers, Roman. Cheers, everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying their beverage.
Cheers, everybody. Not sponsored by Zevia. 0-calorie soda.
Not sponsored by LaCroix. Thank goodness. But what are you guys drinking? What are you guys drinking? I'm curious. Are you guys drinking sparkling water like me and Roman, or make sodas? Or are you guys into the heavy stuff?
Yeah, what are you guys drinking, guys? It's the middle of the week. It's all downhill from here. We're at the top of the hump.
We're at the top. We're at slack tide, and we're at the top of the tide, and the tide's starting to come into Friday, right?
That's right. Andrew says Andrew's drinking a Blue Moon. Chris is drinking the usual glass of milk. Nice. A glass of milk. That's funny. He's got
it's been a long time since I've had a glass of milk.
He's got a milk mustache.
Hey.
Kirkland Scotch with Coke Zero, says Warp TV. Nice. There you go. That's a real drink.
Good for your teeth, your bones, and your hair, right? Milk. So.
Eric's had a question. Eric says, question, should I shore fish to have one of us in that category? Nice. You know what, Eric? It's more important. It's more important to me that you have fun fishing with us than have a representative in every category. I think I don't mind. I mean,
I would say the same. I would say go out there and have fun. That's what we're doing. I mean, I think float tubes. If I heard Dan right, float tubes and shore pounders are in the same category.
Oh, so I heard
him say that.
Yep.
And I think we got Zach DDD. Isn't he going? I think he might be going. So he might be our float tuber.
Yeah, I think also.
Is Jesse coming down? Maybe
I think Jesse might be doing it too.
All right, cool. There we go. We got it covered.
Yeah, so that counts. Yeah, exactly. That counts as short category. So we're good, Eric. You can fish whatever you want. Okay, it'll be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Okay, so let's get on, Roman, to our announcements.
Dun, 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 dun. I feel like we need to have like, you know what? I need to build those. I'm gonna build those like transitions, like oh, now it's time for the announcements, and then like the screen swipes, and we have like some like fancy sounds and like announcements.
Like
and then
announcements flash on the screen.
Yeah.
Times.
And it flashes back into whatever we're doing, and then we go for it. And then you're sitting at a news desk.
Now you're putting in a lot of work. Then I put on my glasses and announce like headlines.
Yeah. In the fishing headlights today.
Yeah. Now we're talking. All right, announcements. So obviously our big announcement would be coming up this weekend, CCA tournament / derby, I mean. So you want to explain that real quick? That's, I guess, our big announcements for that.
So So I'm sorry. I was reading there's and it's totally like random, but it just caught me off guard. There's a giveaway to the first 50 people that sign up for the CCA tournament on the big CCA 2. So that I was like, wait, that's something worth mentioning. So I apologize. It totally caught me off guard. But yeah, we need to mention that, I guess. I was supposed to sign up last night, but I haven't done it yet. I will sign up tonight.
Taking it down to the wire. 50
I know.
people. Wow, they're expecting that many. That's a lot.
I'm gonna get a prize. Shoot. Giveaways. There you go.
participation award prizes.
Woo!
Yay!
Everybody
That's
wins.
what we're there for, right? A goodie bag.
Yeah, goodie bags are fun.
Yeah, goodie bags are good.
Okay, so were you saying about the
I was saying, okay, so the announcement is, hey, we're all fishing this weekend, Saturday. Unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it. I have a prior commitment I made months ago to go camping this weekend.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, guys. I was 50-50 last week, but the camping trip actually is happening, so I won't be there, but I'm going to be there in spirit, guys. I'll be thinking about you the whole time that day. So
we'll be fishing that what is it? The I'm spacing on the name. The crocodile lure. We'll fish the crocodile. Every time we cast him, we'll go, Brian! And then we cast him, we'll go,
get that barracuda with that.
And then like people are going to be like, what's that guy doing? Just fishing. Wharf TV says, where are you camping?
Make sure you remember that. I'm camping. I'm going on a canoe trip down the Colorado River for 5 days, guys. So I will be fishing.
That's so
from
epic.
a canoe.
Very cool.
But going down with some friends down the Colorado River, 5 days. So I'll be on the water, and I'm going to be in a canoe. So I'm almost like a kayaker, right? I'm going to be a kayaker for like 5 days, but it's a canoer. So I'll be doing this. I don't know. It's hard to do this and fish and then do this. So
yeah,
it's not quite the same thing.
Very nice.
So
Eric wants to know if we can borrow the keys to the boat.
I don't know.
How are we gonna sweep the boat
Eric,
category?
Have you ever captained a boat before?
I'm just kidding. I just.
Hey, you know what? When COVID's over, I'd love to have you guys on my boat. When it's safe and we feel comfortable being that close, heck yeah, we're gonna get out there. I'm gonna take people out. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So
yeah, yes. Chris is agreeing with the crocodiles work, and Captain Dan saying the chrome or chrome blue.
You guys want to see crocodiles? I got a whole box of crocodiles here. Guess what? I got 2 freshies too, just in case. So even though I'm not fishing it now, I realize that. But hey,
well, that's right.
But hey, you know what? Let me tell you the show first, okay?
Let's go.
Okay, so we're doing our announcements right now. Guess what? After that, we're gonna go into tournament results. We haven't even talked about Kidcaster tournament last weekend.
Yeah, I resisted.
Then we are gonna have a special guest on tonight. We're gonna have, like we did last week, we had Captain Dan. We're having a special guest on tonight. And then guess what?
I made a magic sound.
It's gonna be a special guest too. Somebody you all know. Then going into this weekend, since we're going to be fishing topwater stuff, I'm going to talk about our buddy, the jerkbait. So
nice.
We're going to talk about fishing the jerkbait, how to fish it, where to fish it, when to fish it, what to look for. We might talk a little bit also about crocodile lures. And then we're going to move on to some Q&A, and then maybe a movie suggestion. So that's our show for tonight.
Very cool. Very cool.
Wonder to me. That sounds like an A-game show to me, man.
Sounds very good. Cool. Okay. Good. So far, so good. I don't see any questions in the chat. We got them all. So
yeah, I think you guys. I think we interviewed Captain Dan last week, so you should know everything about the CCA event by now. I know we're not really meeting up. I know it's in San Diego Bay, and I think the border was the bridge to the end of the jetty. So launch wherever you like. I'll talk about some fishing tips that I'm going to give to also later in the segment about what I think we should do to try to get these barracudas or the longer fish. And I hate to end announcements on a negative note, but me and Roman are taking next week off, guys. So the next Monday and Wednesday, there will be no fishy hour.
That's good. That was the people cheering.
So I'm sorry, but because of the holiday coming up, Thanksgiving, and me being gone, and Roman. Wait, did I just lose my sound? Something happened here.
No, you're good. I can hear you.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
So we're not gonna have an hour next week. Sorry, guys.
Did we figure out what day's New Year's?
I have not figured out New Year's yet. That's jumping way ahead.
December,
but no.
January. It's a Friday.
Ooh.
Oh,
that's New Year's Eve,
Thursday.
I'm assuming?
Thursday. New Year's Eve is on Thursday.
So maybe we'll.
Friday.
Me and Roman are thinking about doing something special for a New Year's show. So to be announcement to come.
Should we do it on? Yeah, and we need to figure out if we need to do it on actual New Year's, because I take
Maybe
every
we'll
staying
figure
home.
that out when we get closer.
Okay,
We're
cool.
still like a month away, you know. So maybe a couple fishy hours.
Yeah.
But we're thinking about doing something special, guys. It's in the works. So be prepared. Subscribe. Get some more subscribers. This is going to be a party, right?
Yeah, right. What's
New
up,
Year's
Kevin?
fishy hour party.
So I come back, and you guys are bailing. No, Kevin, we're here. We're here.
We're going to be here.
Just Thanksgiving week. Well, you know what? Let's flip that on Kevin. Where you been? That's good.
We're here every week.
Yeah, we're here every week.
We're ready. We're ready to go. We're ready to have fun.
That's so funny.
We're here.
What's up, Roy? Welcome to the show. I see Bo's back in here. What's up, Bo? Kevin, always welcome back. Glad you're here. Leonard says, I've never used a crocodile lure before. Zach Riggs. Ooh.
Okay, tonight I'm going to tell you how to use it. It's very difficult, so it's probably going to take me an hour to explain, but we'll get through it.
Ooh, Kevin's been fishing the minus tides. Okay, good. Chris says, caught some of my biggest... Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I love the chats going on, so let's keep it rolling, guys. Keep it going. Do me a favor before we continue on to the rest of the show. There's 33 people in the chat. Can you guys do me a favor and hit that like button? If you're watching on your phone, you might have to close the chat function, hit the like button, and then open the chat function back up, because it won't let you do it while you're in the chat view. Okay? If you're like on an iPhone, for example. Cool.
You know, I was having a crazy idea, Roman. This just came to my head.
Crazy ideas are good.
Why don't we have like a you know, like some teams or some clubs have like a song where they're marching down the road.
A fight song?
They have like a fight song, like, you know, like we are the MFFC, blah blah blah. You know, I don't know. It seems like somebody needs to come up with some kind of chant, some kind of slogan, something like that. Like our club has no slogan.
Yeah, I guess that's right. That's right. Well, what's up, Christopher? Welcome to the show. Just subscribe.
That way,
what?
When our group rolls up, man, we could have like a club chant.
A fight song? Maybe. Wow.
Yeah. Something tough.
Yeah, if anybody's into music production, come up with something cool, something rock and roll riffy.
Something that we can groove to. Something that's short though.
That rocks.
Did you guys already saw that I was trained in artistic by Disneyland, right? If you guys remember a couple weeks back, I did that drawing. Remember that?
Arnold says, "Don't do the USC fight song." Nice.
Don't. But did you guys know that I am trained in singing also?
Oh yeah.
So for the tournament, believe it or not, this just came to my head. I'm gonna sing a song. This is like going out there, isn't it, Roman?
Yeah, it's way weird out there. Are you gonna come up with a theme song on the fly?
I'll do it live. I'll do it right now.
Oh wow.
This is a song about the tournament, and it's Christmas time, so we always like to sing, right? And I'm jacked up with some energy tonight. I'm ready to sing. You ready?
Yeah.
So turn it up. Ready?
Should I put you full screen?
No, please don't. Please don't. So, okay. Oh, the tournament was so delightful, even though the tide was frightful.
Oh.
But everyone caught a fish. Then we let him go. We let him go. We let him go.
Oh, there you go. Hold on.
Yeah, Christmas. Thank you.
There you go. Applause. Yeah, take a bow. Woo! Wow. So, first of all, I want to say that was pretty dang awesome. And unexpected, embarrassing, but also very how can I say? I'm proud of you, Brian. Look at you. Like you're singing on the internet, and you don't care about us. You don't care who sees it.
I don't care what people think.
That's so awesome. That's good.
Who's gonna judge me?
Exactly right. Yeah. Judge me. That's perfect. That was awesome. Look at that. Look at all the applauses. Look at the applauses coming through.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Woo, you're getting
should
free.
I make it a weekly segment? We sing a song? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do movie suggestions. Then I'm gonna sing a song, and then I'm out.
Let us know. You get Brian raps, and then Brian wraps up the show. Brian wraps up the show. At the end of the show, you have to make a rap of what the show is about. Have you
What is
signed
going
with?
on tonight?
Oh, Chris says, have
What
you
is
signed with the
going-
label yet? I know a guy. Brian's Christmas special.
Is my face turning red?
Very good. A little bit, but you're good. You're good. Very cool.
All right. Okay. Where were we at? I'm lost. Oh yeah, here's my clipboard. What is going on tonight, Ron? Okay.
BDG said
Tournament.
Fishy Hour just took a crazy turn. And we're just having
Let's
fun,
talk about
dude. This is fun.
Let's talk about the tournament. We're 20 minutes in. We haven't even got to the tournament yet. Oh my gosh. Get ready, guys. I think it's gonna go a little over an hour. All right, tournament. So we sang the tournament song. Done. Boom. Okay, tournament. So we had our tournament this weekend, and as I expected, the tide swing. When I showed up to the dock, the tide was so high that the launch ramp, the ramps that come out where you launch your boat, were like level. And normally you have to walk down a little hill to get to them.
Yep.
I mean, it was the highest I've ever seen a tide there. It was crazy high when we first started. And I knew it was going to be tough because it was an 8.5 foot tide swing that day. So
Zach was going to ask, Zach typed into the chat the same thing I was going to say, but I stopped myself. He said, how high was it?
I don't want to.
He said, how high was it? Because you're like, it was so high. The tide was so high. How high was it? That's good.
Oh my gosh. I wish I had a joke, Zach. Sorry.
Nightmare Before Christmas. What's up, Ren? Welcome. So funny. That's so good.
Where was I? Oh yeah, high tide and
Yeah.
an 8 foot tide swing. So the whole day I had my trolling motor on spot lock, and I see everybody doing this all day, just trying to stay in a position fighting the tide.
So that was an error, I think, again on my part with judging the. Last time it wasn't an error; it was because of the fog. But this time it was because I underestimated the swing of 9 feet, whatever it was, right? So I figured, okay, we start a little bit after the drop starts to show up, and then we'll be good to go. But by then, the current was already just moving. It was so fast.
The whole day.
Yeah.
Because once the current kind of slowed down, the wind started going crazy. So it was a weird day, guys. I mean, it definitely introduced us to winter fishing, I think.
Todd, what's up, Todd? Welcome. TB Metal Art in the house, guys. Todd just said, "Whoa, just logged in. Is this American Idol?"
Hey,
nice.
You guys want an encore? Come on.
Look at the viewership has gone up. Keep singing.
All right, let's get on here.
All right, guys.
We're going a bit.
This is good.
So tournament. So if you guys didn't know, and this is your first time, we actually had a tournament where we fished Kidcaster poles, which are the little kid princess poles that you see at Target and Walmart and all that. And that's the only pole we used. And we fished for 2 hours. And if you caught a fish, you were darn lucky, because I know I did terrible. First of all, I'm not going to blame my gear, but my button broke. I couldn't cast. I was so angry. The tide was dying. Blah blah blah. I couldn't catch a fish. So
I know.
I lost mine right at the boat. Hit the side of the boat. So I choked. Let's just say that.
Now I know what button to add to my soundboard. A violin. No, I messed up too, and I kind of went over that on Monday. I didn't realize my phone wasn't uploading the photos until it was like a minute before the actual deadline, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
So
whatever. We lost. We got beat bad.
We lost fair and square.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Congrats to the guys that were able to catch fish in that. I don't know how you did it. You did an awesome job. Okay, so here are the results. You guys ready?
Roy said you want some cheese with that wine. That's good. Dang. A tiny violin. You know what this is? It's the world's smallest violin. That's good. That's what my band instructor used to do. It's like, you know what this is?
Hey, now that we're
I
on the
don't know.
bottom, Roman, there's only one way to go, right?
To the
Keep
top.
going. Next tournament. That's right. We're on the bottom. We just felt defeat. Now we're heading our way back. So watch out, guys.
We DNF'd. Did not finish.
Yeah. Okay. So we had 3 categories: biggest other, heaviest fish in weight, and top 3 fish spotties in length. And the winner of biggest other he caught an 18-inch barracuda, was Roy down in SD. So congratulations, Roy. Got out there, caught the barracuda.
Roy's in
And What did you catch it on, Roy? If you don't mind sharing, put it in the chat.
Oh, I know what he caught it on.
I do too.
I see Roy in the chat. Down in SD.
So,
Down in SD1 is Roy. Do I need to call in? Do I need to call a ambulance? Dude, that's another thing my band instructor used to say. Like, not to me, but to people that would complain about stuff. He'd be like, "Oh, you hear that? You hear that? Like, what? Come down the street? Like, what? The ambulance."
Let's move on from you, Roman. We're never going to discuss this again.
Okay.
Pretend like you never heard it happen. Okay. So, Roy, congratulations, down in SD. I think I'm going to say he caught it on the croc, right?
Yeah, he sure did. Crocodile. That was his target fish. Very nice.
So we talked about that getting kudas. That thing's a known kuda slayer. So congrats, Roy.
That's gonna be that's gonna be one of the techniques for this weekend, guys. So.
And secret guest, get ready because you're about a minute or two away. So okay, heaviest fish. Heaviest fish. And this is somebody that actually went out and bought a scale and weighed a fish. And we did not hit a 2-pound spotty. It was almost exactly half that. So biggest fish was caught by Dario, who goes as, I think his Instagram is Sim Ads Dario, Sim AS Zario.
I think it's his last name and his first name flipped around.
Okay. So
Simas?
Dario, our very own Dario, caught a 1.1 ounce. I think that's ounce. 1 pound, 1 ounce fish.
Can you say the length away? It kind of cut out.
No, this was for weight.
Okay, cool.
It was heaviest fish, 1.01 pounds. So that's all it took to win this. So that tells you right there, guys, that it was slow.
And that dreams do come true.
And he just squeezed out, I think, Eric by like 1 ounce. It was really close. So you almost got it, Eric. But congrats, Dario. And Dario won the coveted 1 pound cool bait for heaviest fish. He was presented that award. I hope you're doing something cool with that, like hanging it from your rear view mirror, or I'm just giving some suggestions here, making a necklace out of it, like a big chain with maybe even get it gold plated. That'd be killer. Or hang it from your Christmas tree. Right. Or if you want to get crazy, fish with it.
Hang it from your Christmas tree if you want your Christmas tree to do this.
I'm strongly suggesting the necklace idea, Dario.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Kevin, this was last Saturday. We talked about it for like a month on this show.
If you didn't make it, Kevin, we might do it again. Maybe one day. We always have these little derbies that are like 2-hour derbies, but Kidcaster.
Yeah, it's basically yeah, Kevin. It's basically part of our normal outings, and then we just do a 2-hour block where we do a little competition like this. So
yeah, it's on the water. It's free.
Mix it up.
We just post our pictures, and then we meet at the end. Usually hand out some prizes right on the water. So it's just part of the fishing day. It's just preparing for big tournaments.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Time flies. Time flies, Kevin. It's good to have you back in here, though. Arnold says, "Winner, Dario." Nice, very good.
Okay, so top 5 of the people that turned in up to 3 spotties, total overall length, and I think only 3 people caught 3 spotties. So congrats to you guys. I'm gonna go not just top 3. I'm gonna announce a top 5.
That's
top
good.
5 people. This guy drove all the way from Orange County. I think he told me it took him over 2 hours to get down there to do this. What? So I have to give you a shout out, dude. Jesse, 20 inches. I think that was 2 fish. I think it was an 11 and a 9, if I remember right. But Jesse, out there sporting the pontoon float tube. Congrats, Jesse. Represent awesome. Orange County. So thanks for making the commute. Hope you had fun. Here we go with, I think this is our previous winner maybe of Heavy's Fish, Leonard, who keeps stepping up the game, man. Leonard, 4th place, 20.5 inches. So Leonard, congrats on that, man. You almost got the podium there. You're almost on there this time. Now we got, I don't know if he's a rookie to fishing, but he's new to our club and he's really making his presence solid. Donating the $50 Amazon gift card to 1st place. And cool thing about Eric too is he brought friends. I think he brought 2 friends with him that fished the tournament too. So bringing people in the club and 2 cool fishermen. that he brought along. Thanks for bringing people, Eric. Oh, there's a spoiler. Eric got 3rd place.
I was trying to time the applause. I'm like, just say his name. Let's get.
Sorry, I'm a rambler. You know me by now. 24.75 inches total, and I think that was 3 fish. So three small, maybe it was 2 fish. I'm not sure.
Very cool. Oh, I see Ren says, OC right here. Also, next time I'll be out there also. Very cool, Ren. Yeah. You're welcome to come out.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Hey, Brian, also, let's consider doing an event like in Oceanside, that area. Just because I know Muto drives down all the time, and let's try to get out there at least once for these guys.
Hey, fresh water. Fresh water, right?
Something a little bit different. Yep.
Yep. So, okay. So now we're on to the top 2, final 2. This guy came in and caught 3 fish. And I'm not sure if he fishes with us a lot, but when he comes, he seems to catch a lot of fish. And that is Adobo. Second place, 30 inches, 30.75 inches. Congratulations, Adobo. 2nd place.
Very awesome. Captain Adobo in the chat. I think I saw him earlier. So very cool. Congratulations. Adobo.
And then we have the guy who won the event, and I think he earned it. I think he used the A-rig, which is my go-to also, and I can't believe he fished an A-rig on the Kidcaster.
No.
But it was an A-rig.
Wait, actually, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Are you talking about? Go ahead. Say the name.
And our big guest tonight, we're going to bring him on,
Dario.
Dario, 34.75 inches. And for that day, that was a good number. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but man, trust me, guys, it was a tough day. So, Dario, if you're ready, we are ready to bring you in.
Okay, I'm going to add him. And while I'm adding him, do me a favor, guys, hit that like button. There's 36 people in here and 23 likes. What's going on? Okay, I'm going to add him right now.
Putting down a quality show, man. We're singing. We got production. It's nothing like this, right? Give us some likes. And you guys that are listening to this on your way to work, you can also like. You can like after live. There he is.
All right, so Dario is on standby. I'm gonna change the screen here. See if this is still working. Party split screen. Here we go. Check out this production value. Woo. Oh, awesome. What's up, Dario? Welcome.
What's up, guys?
How's it going? First of all, I want to compliment you on matching hat, matching shirt, matching drapes, matching dresser, and it looks like a really well-made bed.
That's a sweet shirt, by the way.
Thank my wife for the decor, so.
Oh yeah,
me for the shirt.
It's amazing what you can find at IKEA, isn't it? For me, Jerome's, because that's my go-to. So awesome, yeah. So Dario, congratulations, man! You won the Kidcaster tournament. You got something that you can now put on a future job resume.
Right.
As the
it will
Kidcaster November Kidcaster tournament first place winner. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You kind of chimed in a weird night. I know we're singing and we're having a good time here.
You're now an MMFC champion. Welcome to the club.
Maybe with the set up a Hall of Champions.
Hall of Champions.
That's a good idea.
Great.
Hall of Champions. Yeah. We might have to work on something like that, Dario. Maybe we'll do something at Discord where we have all of our winners.
Oh, nice. That's true.
Yeah, there's only been 2.
That's a good idea. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a great time just hanging out with MMFC. It has actually been great for me. I mean, during these times, even more. That's kind of like what got me into it when I found you guys. I mean, Roman and they show, and everyone's been like really great. It's really a good group of guys. You know, I know it's been said before, but it's not. You know, it's never. You can never say it enough times. It's a really good group of guys, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Very cool. Very cool. We're happy to have you, dude.
Having you out there, Dario. Seems like you're always out there and you're always slaying it. It seems like I'm always got my eye on you.
I can't wait for you. I can't wait for you to tell Brian what you caught your fish on.
Oh yeah. So Dario, do you mind me asking you a few questions about I guess the tournament while you're here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you know what? Let's start out with this. How long have you been fishing, Dario? How long have you been fishing the local waters here?
Local waters. Actually, it goes back. I mean, my dad was a fisherman. I was born and raised in the Azores in Portugal. So I don't know, since little kid. I've always been around it. I have to say that, so I moved out here when I was like 21. And I've been doing more fishing since moving over here because, I guess, San Diego is the capital of, the sport fishing capital of the world, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, so I've been fishing since I got here, since 2006 is when I moved over here. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Geez, so almost 15 years. Dang. So have you always fished from a kayak, or are you shore pounder? Are you out of boats?
That's the thing. I've always fished from a boat, or not always, but most of the times I've also done some shore fishing. But most of it has actually been from the boat. So it's interesting because I'm transitioning from boat fishing to kayak fishing.
Yep.
So I sold my horse and got a donkey. No,
you sold your horse to get a mini pony. You sold your horse to get a pony.
Personal question, Dario. How hard was it to transition from a boat? Because I know I fish from a boat, and I'm used to standing up, and it seems like it would be hard for me to transition to sitting down and fishing. Is it hard for you to do that?
No, I mean I thought it was really natural. So the sitting down part, yeah, I would say there's definitely a little bit of an adjustment there. But no, for the most part, it was pretty easy. And of course, I had never fished from a kayak before. So and then I did my research, and that's actually how I stumbled upon Roman's videos about kayak, how to set up your kayak, and all that stuff. And that's really where the group has been awesome. Is you learn a lot by looking at other people's rigs and see how everyone's doing things. And so, but no, it was pretty easy transition.
Oh, cool. Hopefully one day I can rent a kayak or bring my canoe out and join you guys in the fun in that aspect, just to see what it's like.
I recommended, because I know Roman put up I forget what the rental place was.
It's Eco Rentals, if I remember. Okay. Yeah, Eco.
So I recommended to a friend, and he rented out a kayak, and I think he's gonna be hooked on it. He's watching today, so why not?
Very cool. What's his friend's name?
Chris.
Shout out.
What up, Chris? Come fish with us.
Get yourself a kayak.
Look at that. Last outing was how many people showed up, Brian, on the list? Maybe 16? 17
or 19, because we had a boat with 4 people in it.
Oh, that's right.
That
was our biggest. I think that was our biggest turnout so far. And again, I know the situation is getting crazy with the COVID, so this is kind of a nice way for us to kind of still get out, but apart.
When we're fishing, it might be 19 people, but most of us are football field apart. So we're definitely social. I couldn't be any more social distance. We're on the water away from the general public, and we're probably at least 50, 100 yards apart, everybody. Because
that's one of the reasons why I got into it. It was it's one way to still be out there and having fun, and the group's been great because obviously my whole family's a little worried about it. My wife's pregnant right now, and we definitely don't want to catch this thing. But thanks. But the group's been great about that.
I think it's a safe way to get out of your house, just get right in the water, get out there, get right in, and just drive back home. So I think it's a safe way to go outside and have some fun.
For sure.
Right?
Yep.
Not much to do. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question about a fish. What is your favorite fish you've caught recently, or any memorable fish that you've caught that you want to talk about?
Recently I actually I got some tips. I have to give Coach a little shout out because he gave me some tips on how to get it. I got a spot fin croaker this year, which was a new species for me.
Oh, right on.
At the beach, so it wasn't from the kayak, which is interesting. But so I kept on going after the corbinas out there and using 4-pound test and this old Shakespeare spinning reel and all set up, and I landed a 20-inch spot fin croaker.
Wow!
Oh, nice. Hey,
yeah,
when you pulled it in, did it poop on you? Every time I catch a croaker, they seem to I don't know. They get excited and they poop on you. No, okay,
no,
good.
I don't recall
Maybe
that.
they just don't like me. I don't know.
The fish are like, there he is, it's Brian. So messed
I can't
up.
tell you. What? All right. Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So okay, we talked about your fish.
Plus, I didn't release that one. I actually kept that one. You know,
Oh, cool.
So it didn't have a chance to come back at me like, hey, it's Dario.
Okay, what's your favorite setup, rod and reel? What do you like to fish? Do you have any specific setup?
I guess we're gonna since we've been doing kayak. I guess for spotted bay bass, we gotta blame Roman for this. I've been using the Ned rig a lot, so I do have like a setup specifically for the Ned rig. I think it's like a 7 foot like loose spinning a rod and a I think we got actually the same exact spinning reel, which is a Daiwa Fuego or whatever. That's what I use for my Ned rig. And then
what size?
I do
2,500, 1,500, 1,000.
No, it's the 2,500.
Cool.
I think it's the same exact size you have.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Yep.
I do fish cool baits, underspans.
Wait, where's the applause? Come on. I don't get applause?
Cool baits with a
sorry,
either like a Kitech swim bait, like depending on how they're biting. Sometimes you do get a lot of like short bites, on the bigger swim baits, and I usually just downsize if that happens, or like a Kalen's grub on the cool baits. I would say those are probably my two go-to.
Yeah, and those are good spotting slayers. So proven. Yeah, war baits. No, war baits are great too. Okay,
yeah.
So you may have already answered this. I was going to ask what's your go-to lure. It sounds like Ned rig.
For spotties, I mean, Roman's right. I gotta give it to him. It just works. And sometimes I'm fishing something else, or I'll be fishing like a jig or with a like a crawd, what do you call it, crawdad trailer or whatever.
Yep.
So I'll fish different things, and for some reason, if it's not happening, it's like Roman says, it's that comfort zone. I end up going back to it, and it just works, like during the tournament.
Addiction. You've got a Ned rig addiction.
I don't fish it. There's days I'll just fish something else, so that I don't fish the Ned rig.
And then you don't catch anything, and you're like, I'm gonna fish the Ned rig because I'm gonna catch something right now the next cast.
I think I'm gonna see if it's available. I'm gonna try to find www.nedrigsanonymous.com where I can start a club.
I'll be a part of it.
Very cool. Very cool.
You can come in and share your addiction.
I think it's just less skill. It takes. I mean, I'll say it. It takes less skill to fish a Ned rig than it does to fish a swim bait, dude. It's just.
I don't agree with that.
You can make it work in like so many different conditions that it just like, at least for me, it just especially like for the tournament and when you're using the little Kidcaster. I mean, it's just easier to.
Oh my god. I got sorry. Zach said Ned Riggs is his uncle. Like his uncle's no. I don't know if it's the actual Ned Rigg, but his uncle's name is Ned and his last name is Riggs. So his uncle's named Ned Riggs.
That is awesome. Can he please join the show just so we can give a shout out to Riggs?
Exactly.
That's funny.
Everybody's cracking up. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I think in a future show,
fishing our uncle.
I'm going to force Roman to give up his Ned rig secrets. So maybe not right now, not tonight, but I don't know how to fish a Ned rig, guys.
I'll teach you.
I never fish it. Okay, well, on a show, you're going to teach me. I don't want any secrets now. I want a live showing of how to fish the Ned rig. So future show coming up, Dario.
Very cool.
Okay, so Dario, the most important question. What is your favorite 80s or 90s science fiction, comedy, or any movie?
80s or 90s? Comedy?
Anything from the 80s.
Favorite movie? It's an action movie.
Don't move points for it. This isn't to earn brownie points.
Whichever one is your favorite one. Nobody's gonna judge you.
From the 70s or 80s? I have no idea, to be honest.
Okay.
I'd say like my favorite like movie overall. I don't know. I like some good old war movies, like Saving Private Ryan or
Oh, that's a
whatever.
good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came out of that movie out of the theater like
Yeah,
hunched over,
some
numb feeling. I remember that movie.
comedies like Dumb and Dumber. I always like.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, classic, dude.
Yeah.
What
Dude,
about
that-
have you seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes. That's.
I say, if
Yeah,
you like Dumb and
definitely,
Dumber,
yeah.
probably like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting way off fishing here, Dario. So
No problem.
it's that kind of night, man. I can't help myself. So Dario, I want to congratulate you. Great job at the tournament. It was tough conditions. What did you catch? If you want to share, what did you catch your 3-fish on?
So I actually got 4 fish. Just
showing
saying.
off.
Say. No, so like I said, I mean, I started fishing. I actually started fishing like half an hour before the tournament started, so I was kind of like a late start. So I was trying to like most of you guys is trying to like fish my regular setups and trying to see, hey, what was gonna work.
Yep.
But then since I didn't have that much time, I didn't catch any fish before the tournament started. Switched to the Ned rig on the small pole, and within like 10 minutes of the beginning of the tournament, I got my first fish is like a 9.5, I think. So I got 2 9.5 fish,
Nice.
9.5-inch fish, and then I was like, well, it's working. I ain't changing it. So I just moved, so I got all fish on the Ned rig. I think I tried a couple different colors. But it was all on the Ned rig, fishing the docks in front of the. I'm getting too specific, but
Yeah, that's
it doesn't
good
matter.
enough.
We all
That's good
fished
enough.
in front of the.
That's good enough.
the-
Yeah, so I think you were smart on going to the docks because with that type of a tide
Too much
swing,
tide, yeah. The tide was-
I was having problems because there was the tide was so strong that all that eel girl
Mhm.
ripped up, and like every time I pulled my line in because I was fishing the underspin or the A rig, that it was wrapped up in that grass. So you're smart by going in something that's sitting on the bottom that's not so much cast and retrieve. That's probably I think what won for you.
And I actually got the two biggest fish. I think it was like a 12.25 and a 13-incher. They were like 2 slips apart. So I just got one, measured it, released it, and then I went a couple casts later, I got the other one. So it was like right there. And then obviously it was a super slow day, so I could hear people, oh, I'm catching anything or this. I'm like, oh, I got a nice one. So
That's cool. Hey, Dario.
Yeah.
Dario, I got some questions in the chat. So Brad Rainey, what's up, Brad? Welcome to the show. He has a question. What color was that lure?
Actually, I brought them here. I knew someone was going to ask that.
He's gonna frame that one. Hold on, he's got to take it out of the frame.
Dario,
Well,
welcome to
say,
Fishy Hour.
Drew's-
It's full
Drew's
disclosure.
Crawl.
What's it called?
Drew's Crawl. There.
Oh, Drew's Craw.
Oh, it's like a dark, like.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's like-
Oh okay. California
That's like
Craw.
a natural color. It's like a natural color.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see with my.
It's
with
like
my
green on
camera,
top
but
and green on top and
but-
white on the
yeah,
bottom.
this is it.
Oh yeah, Drew's
Yep.
Craw. Very cool. There you go. All right, put that down. Put that down. That's good.
It's like I said, it's Fishy Hour. It's full disclosure. We have no secrets, right? We're all giving our secrets out here.
I
Kind
don't
of.
mind. I've learned a lot of secrets from everyone here, so this is the least I could do. So
Very funny. All right, and then Salty is asking if we're using scent.
yes, I was using the regular old. It's just called hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like saying the word sauce. And then sauce. And then Salty also asked what style weight of jig head. Was it an actual Ned rig? Like
It was a mushroom.
Power finesse?
I think power. The power.
Yeah, power
Ned
finesse.
rig,
Okay, cool.
Power mushroom or whatever.
Power finesse shroom Z. Yeah.
It was 1/5 of an ounce.
Yep.
Weight. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I fish the 1/6 of an ounce once in a while, or even the one with the weed guard.
Oh
But
yeah.
sometimes I end up cutting them off.
Me too.
Like if
Yeah.
I run out, I just cut them off.
Yeah. Exactly. Like if the store is sold out of the normal ones, I'll buy the ones that have a little metal weed guard, and I just kind of bend them back and forth until they break.
That's what
Yeah. Todd TB Metal Art says, does a Ned mimic some kind of sandworm? I think it mimics like little
Yeah, or
clams,
like,
little clams
like
popping
a
out, sticking out of the water.
clam.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
because when it's in the
that's what I think too.
when it's
Clam.
when it's in the water, it actually stands up straight. It doesn't fall over because it floats. So you pop it, and it just does this like. Oops, hold on. Beep, beep, beep. So it's pretty cool. Okay, but let's enough about Ned Riggs. Sauce is boss, says Matador. Okay, what kind of socks were you wearing?
What kind
Let's
of
get that.
That is funny.
Let's get
because I
that and
did
figure out
pick
how
up
it's
my
really done.
socks. Funny thing, like, you know, like when I was launching, you know, obviously I had my boots on, my extra tough, and of course I wasn't looking, you know, so a wave like just right in my boots.
Oh no.
So I was wearing some, I think, what was it? Some black socks.
Nice. Black socks. But see, if you want to win, you
Wear
gotta
some black socks next time.
yeah,
Yep.
wear black socks and make sure you get them. You let some
That's
water in your
true.
boots
Yep.
before the tournament
And
starts.
start late.
And start late. Yeah, start late. Get water in your boots, and then you'll be good. Okay.
It's a whole ritual. You
Yeah.
have to-
Dario, well, congratulations. If anybody has any final questions for you in chat, I want to congratulate you on that. We'll put you on our future Hall of Champions if we ever come up with it.
MMFC champions. MMFCC.
Right. Even though there's only 2 right now, but there's 2.
Awesome.
So thanks, Dario. Thanks for
Appreciate it,
coming on.
guys.
It's always
Yep.
fun fishing with you, and we'll see you out on the water.
Same here. Yeah, thanks to everyone, to you guys for all the work you do. And like I said, I mean, I always look forward to go out there with you guys and have a good time.
Oh,
So,
and you're doing this Saturday?
that's
TBT,
remains to be
TBD,
seen.
to be determined?
I have to
Maybe.
talk to
Okay.
the boss and see what
All right.
what happens. But,
Cool.
I'm hoping so.
All right. Awesome. Cool. Well, we'll see you out there if you do. Otherwise, we'll see you on one of our outings because I'm glad you come by all the time.
Awesome. Cool.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
Later, Dario.
Later, Dario.
Later.
Okay, I'm gonna flip the screen over there. There it goes. Perfect. Well, look at that transition. Hello, we're back.
Damn.
So that was fun. Dario, thanks
That was
again
cool.
for jumping on the call with us. I know like it took a little bit of prep time before the show started, but I'm glad you could join us. That was fun.
Yeah. Thank you, Dario. That was kind of I liked having you on. That way we can share the experience from a different point of view of just me and Roman. You know what I mean? So thank you, Dario. Appreciate you taking the time out and coming on.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Oh, we
Even
missed.
though
Go ahead. You go
we
on.
forgot one question. Can you sing at
Yeah.
TV Metal Art? Darn it. And
Yeah.
and I think
Dario dodged
said
that
it had
bullet.
Something to do with music editing.
Dario
too.
dodged that
Darn
bullet.
it. Yes. It's
That's so funny.
all right.
All right, ready for the educational portion of the show? Or what do you want to call this?
Let's get into
So,
fishing.
pretend there's like a transition
we're-
going here. Next segment. Okay, go.
Okay, so because we're fishing topwater this weekend, or you guys will be fishing topwater, I've got mainly because go ahead.
Before we get into this topic, guys, we're going to talk about fishing jerkbaits, right?
That's the topic, topwater
Okay.
fishing.
Topwater
Yep.
fishing. Do me a favor, hit that like button. I see 32, 28 likes. Let's get up to 30, and we can continue on. Yeah. So please do that so we can get this stream shared and ranked. Because it looks like the show is growing steadily, but I'd like to see it grow a little bit faster. I think I'm gonna make moves to start moving away, maybe from Twitch. And I would love to stream my sessions to this channel. But I can't do that until we hit 1,000 subscribers on here. And I think at this point we're like at 242. I'm going to do some stuff on the side to promote this channel on my other channel. But it all comes down to you guys. If you guys are new to the show and you enjoy what we're doing here, please do subscribe to this channel, the Fishy Hour with Roman channel. And yeah, that's going to show YouTube that that the shows we're making are worth it and you guys are enjoying them, and then it'll tell YouTube that possibly other people that are watching fishing content would also enjoy it. Once we start getting YouTube sharing our show and working with us, and it makes it easier for the show to actually grow. So let's try to hit that critical mass of 1,000 subscribers, so we can start doing everything from this channel as opposed to splitting it between Twitch and here. Okay, so thanks again. Do me a favor, hit the like button, and we're gonna continue on with the show. Go for it.
Yeah, guys. So you guys that watch the show not live too, please subscribe. Please like it. It helps us out. Let's grow the show. Like Roman said, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, the show is gonna be that much better. Okay, guys. So this weekend, you guys have the CCA tournament, and the category is there's only one category really, longest fish, and that's not weighing it. That's overall length. So I think what we came up with is we're probably not going to win this with a spotty unless it's really slow and there's not a lot of fish caught. But I have a feeling that it's not going to be one on the spotty. So we're going to have to jump out of our comfort zone, which is fishing on the bottom, but we still can, and try to catch one of those barracudas or needlefish or corvina or something that is a little longer, even a halibut.
Yeah.
So
That
I wanted
said,
to talk about. Yep.
that said, I want to add a little bit to that. If you do catch a nice spotty or sand bass, measure it, and then throw it out.
Oh yeah.
Just so you have a fish, because what if everybody skunks, and then you're the one guy that wins it with the spotty, right? So do measure at least your biggest fish, right? Once you catch another one that's like smaller than your last one, don't measure it. Just let it go. But anyway, yeah, go for it.
I would say always take a picture of your first fish, and then every time you upgrade to a bigger fish, take a picture of that too, because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen, and you don't want to be like, oh, I would have won if I would have taken a picture of that 12-inch spotty. So, but with that said, I personally think it's going to be one on a midwater column or topwater fish. And in this particular tournament, they are allowing live bait also. So a strategy I would also recommend is either try to make bait with a sabiki, which was like catching a mackerel, and hopefully you have a live well on your boat, and maybe try to make some bait prior to the tournament or even during the tournament. Or if you guys go out and maybe get in on a scoop, you could go out into the bait barge prior and get a scoop of live bait. If I was personally fishing this, I would probably either try to make bait, and if that didn't work, I would go in with a couple people to get a scoop of bait. That way, while I'm fishing my lures, I could be fly lining a live bait behind me. And live bait for barracuda, that's like candy. They're looking for that thing. I mean, it's actually what they eat. So I would recommend maybe doing both. If you can manage two poles at once, fly line a live bait. And when I say fly line, that's basically just a rod and reel with a hook on the end, and you're attaching your bait to it, and you're throwing it out there and letting that thing do all the work swimming around, just like you do when you go out on the party boats. A lot of those is just fly line live baits. That's right. But if you're not fishing live bait, a lure that we talked about, I think a couple of weeks ago, and we always talk about this for topwater, and I like to fish this guy, is the jerk bait. And if you've never seen a jerk bait, it's a hard bait. Looks like this guy right here. This is a Colt Sniper. This is like, I don't know. Is this our official jerk bait? Seems like everybody's fishing this thing ever since Kevin talked about it.
Yep.
But what makes this a jerk bait, and I'm going to show you a stick bait also. This is a stick bait, and this is a jerk bait. And really the big difference between it is the jerk bait has this bill on the front, which just like a crankbait makes this thing submerge into the water, versus a stick bait, which floats on top of the water. These are both topwater baits, considered topwater baits, but this one sits underneath the surface. This one will float on top. Okay, and these come in different sizes. I think this is a 120 millimeter, 4.7 inch. That's a pretty common size. And these things are cool. They actually have a weighted ball inside of them. And it's not just Shimano that makes them. Also, here's a Daiwa. This is a little larger one. This is the one I would use out in La Jolla. But if I was fishing the tournament, I'd probably use this guy because I like its size. But they have a weighted ball in them. When you cast this thing out, that ball moves to the back to give you a longer cast. And then once it hits the water and you start to retrieve, that ball rolls to the front of this lure to give it a better kick and also a better angle in the water. So it actually has moving parts in this. So that's something I think pretty unique to the jerkbait. I'm not sure if there's any other baits that have that. I know there's a lot that have rattles in them, but I'm not sure if there's like a weight transfer one. I think that's pretty. I think
that's like that's their innovation to it, right?
Yeah,
it's cool. It does, and you can see the way it flies through the air. At the end, it feels like it has like a little bit of an extra whoop. Like instead of the trajectory being like a little arch, it seems like with the weight transfer, it kind of almost like does this and then arches. Like it's got like a little bit of a extension of the cast. It's weird as the weight gets transferred over. Because when you initially cast it, go ahead.
No, go ahead. When you cast these things, they cast a mile too.
Yeah.
They cast good. Be careful casting them into the wind. You kind of have to be prepared with your thumb, and if you're not experienced, cast them with the wind if you can. But cast them into the wind. Sometimes you'll get that little wind knot, or you could even get a little backlash on these because they tend to catch the wind a little bit. So
yeah, Roy's got a good
when you're casting
suggestion on. Roy's got a good suggestion on that. He said he can't make it this weekend, but he would recommend that you troll a small jerk bait, 3 or 4 inches, and basically that's gonna make cover more water than it would if you're casting all day, casting and reeling. Just troll it.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm going to go over the techniques on these guys.
Okay, cool.
There's a lot of different ways to fish a jerkbait, believe it or not. They're a fun bait. There's a lot. You could put 5 guys in a boat and all casting jerkbaits, and they probably are fishing them slightly different. There's a lot of ways to fish this thing. They also come in smaller sizes. I think Jet has had some success with these smaller guys because it's like a 70 size or a 90. So this would be a good one if you're going for spotties or close to the shore. I don't know. I think the Kudas, in my experience, have been going for these a little bit larger size, maybe because the visibility of them and it's an open water. Okay, so to get it move on, size, pick out a size. This is a like I said, a 140. That's the size, 140 millimeter or this is a 120 at 4.7 inches.
Yep.
When to fish these? Okay, so when to fish these? I like to fish it when it's clearer water. So there's pretty good visibility. If it's super cloudy, I haven't had as good a success. I like calm water early morning before the wind kicks up. Seems like they're pretty successful when it's calmer water. And the main thing about these is clean water. So if it's a high tide swing like it was when we fished the tournament and there's a ton of eelgrass in the water and stuff that's just been up on the surface, it seems like every time you cast this thing, you cast it a mile, and by the time you get it in, it's just wrapped in that eelgrass. And if it keeps doing that, guys, it's very unlikely you're going to get a fish if the thing every time comes back and it's wrapped in eelgrass. You might want to try to find a patch of clean water where there's not a bunch of debris and junk that's going to get wrapped around it.
And what Brian means by clean water, he means eelgrass floating on the surface, that kind of stuff. He doesn't mean like clear water. He means he doesn't mean translucent water. He means water that's free of big objects that get stuck on your treble hooks, right?
Yeah, if you ever go out there in the big tide swings, you'll notice that on the surface there's just that eelgrass, which is a blade of grass basically. It's like a foot long. It's all over the place, and it's just you're basically just raking in the grass with this thing. So if you're in a spot like that, you might try a different spot for the top water stuff. Cool. Another way to find them, if you're lucky enough to have a fish finder and you see suspended fish in the mid to upper water column, if you see that on your fish finder, that's a good opportunity to cast in that area because they're sitting there and waiting. So keep an eye on your fish finder, suspended fish. But the best thing if you're using one of these to look for is birds and boiling bait fish. So I try to always have one of these tied up because if I see a boil of bait fish coming up, I know there's some kind of action going on there. It's either bonita, corvina, it's something that's going on under the water. So when you see that boil, you're going to take this thing and you're going to cast it right into it. And you're going to hope that whatever is causing that boil will bite this and not one of those fish. So look for birds and look for bait fish boils. I think sight fishing with this is probably the number one way to fish this thing.
That's cool.
Sight fishing.
That's such a cool technique.
And like I said, have it tied up and ready to go because you never know when that's going to happen. All of a sudden, and when I say a bait fish, you'll see the disturbance on the surface. You'll actually see little fish or little waves. And once you know what it looks like, you'll know, oh, there's bait fish going off over there. Chuck this thing in there, see what happens. So look for that. Setups. My setup I use for this is a Tranx 200 bait caster. And you can use a 300. 300 also works for this. I like the 200 size for that size jerk bait. and I'm using a Phoenix M1 7'7" medium rod. I don't want that super stiff tip like you use with your A-rig. It seems like with this, when you get a strike, you don't want to rip those hooks right out of its mouth. It seems like with a medium tip, you get a better hook set.
So is this like a
hold a little bit.
Is this similar to like a crankbait rod?
Yeah, it's very similar to that for me.
Okay.
I actually don't have a dedicated jerkbait rod because I don't fish it enough to go out and buy a jerkbait setup. So this is a setup I use for a lot of different lures, and that's one of them. So I would recommend like a medium tip, not like an ultra stiff tip, just for when you're setting it, and also for the motion, which I'll show you later, of how to pop and twitch it.
Okay, very cool.
So that's the setup I use.
Okay.
Line. Yep.
We'll go back into it when we start talk about line. Let me just get these questions real quick so we don't forget about them.
Yeah.
Zach says, "Great question, Brad." Well, Brad, a question about. Oh, yeah, Brad, we're gonna get to the retrieval techniques after the line, I think.
Yep.
And then Zach's got a question. He says, "What is a bait fish boil?" So a bait fish boil. Think of the surface of the water where it's nice and calm, nice and flat. When the bait fish get attacked by bigger fish like barracuda or yellowtail or tuna, those bait fish come together like in a school, like in a ball, and then they get closer to the surface, and basically they're getting pushed up by the predatory fish, and since they're swimming out really close to the surface, you see like the water's boiling. It's like a lot of disturbance, and then when the fish goes up from the bottom and takes a swipe at them, they all kind of rush to the surface even harder, and they almost like come out of the water a little bit, and it looks like the water's boiling. But it's not actually boiling, it just looks like it is. And then what happened, that will trigger the birds to attack them from the surface. So if you see birds like diving in the water, it's because the predator fish are pushing the bait up into the surface, and then the birds are diving on those fish too. So those guys getting it from both directions. So that's the fish boil. And it could happen with little tiny bait or big bait. Go ahead.
I know, like Kevin, Sea Samurai. He is a samurai at spotting that. I have a hard time for some reason. Like in La Jolla, he can spot the flash. He can spot the bait boil. He knows the birds. I think it's he spent so much time out there. Mm-hmm. But it's something that you're gonna see one day and go, oh, that's what a bait boil looks like. It's just all of a sudden one day you'll see it, and then you'll realize what that is. So time on the water is where you learn that. Or everybody's seen that National Geographic where there's like a giant fish ball and there's like tunas coming in,
and
right?
Sailfish,
and hitting it. And it's like a wolf pack attacking it, pushes it up towards the surface. So look up National Geographic bait ball, Zach.
Very cool.
Okay. Is there any other questions before I go on?
That's it. Let's keep going. That's it.
Okay. So line size, for me, I'm pretty standard on 30-pound braid. You can probably get away with a little lighter with this, 20-pound braid. But for me, you could probably do straight braid, but I always tend to have a mono leader on this one. And the reason I like to have a mono, about a 12-foot mono leader, 15-pound mono leader, is because it has some stretch. And I like that stretch on this bait when you're doing that motion. It's like a shock absorber. That mono will actually stretch a little. And it helps out with the motion that you're going to be, the twitching motion you're going to do. So if you have some mono and you've been fishing fluorocarbon a lot lately, because that's normally what we fish down on the bottom, try some mono, guys. It's got a stretch to it. If you've never fished mono before, when you start fishing it, you'll see what I mean. It's got stretch to it. So I recommend a mono leader on that. And that's my line setup. Okay, I already mentioned cool thing about these, the longer you can cast them, the better. So you're going to have a long strike zone with these. That's one of the best things about these things. You can cast them like 60, 70 yards. You can cast them, it feels like a mile. And when you cast something that far, you've got that entire body of water you're covering to your strike zone. So the cool thing about these is the amount of length you can cover with them. And I'm going to try, I was showing Romy this earlier, I'm going to try to show you on my little tiny pole here, my reel here.
Should we go full?
A few techniques.
Should we go full screen on you?
Can you see it?
We go full screen on you.
No, never.
No, you're good?
You sure?
You're good right there. You're good right there. That's perfect.
Okay, guys. So basically, there's 3 ways I fish it. This is a ton of different ways. If you go online and YouTube jerk baits, there's probably 100 videos, and everybody fishes them kind of different. But basically the jerk bait, you're mimicking an injured fish. So when you think of an injured fish, usually they're kind of got their last ditch and they're just shaking around, and they're injured. They look like they're injured and something's wrong with them. So that's what you're trying to mimic, and that's going to cause a reaction with these fish. So the first technique I'm going to talk about is a slack line twitch, which is you cast it in, get your nice long cast, let it hit the water, and then you're going to crank it a few times to get the jerkbait positioned to where the weights are up front, and you've set the depth of it, and the bait is facing the right direction. You want to make sure it's facing the right direction before you get that first twitch, because if it's not facing the right direction, you do that first twitch, it's probably going to turn around and get wrapped up in a line, and then you're going to be bringing that thing all the way back in to get a recast. So make sure you got it facing the right direction. Once you got it facing the right direction, the technique I like to use on these is you basically are going to face it in the right direction, pop, 1, 2, 3, pause it, and then when you do that pop, it's actually going to bring it in about 2 or 3 feet, so it's going to cause some slack, and all you're going to do is wind in that slack that you just created. Pop it maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, pause it for a second, because a lot of the time that's where you're going to get struck, is on that pause, and then wind in that little bit of slack. And you're going to do that almost all the way in. If you're not getting a bite, sometimes you can reel it in like 10 feet and then give it the 3 pops and then wind in that slack. But don't think about it as winding and popping a lot. I mean, that is one technique I wanted to show you, but this is a technique I like, which is the slack technique. Create some slack, wind it in. Create some slack, wind it in. If you're in deep water, I like to have my rod tip pointed down. That way, while you're jerking, it's making the fish do a dive. It's got that bill on the front. If you're in shallow water, right by the rocks, you can aim your rod up, and it'll keep it up more of the surface. But being in a boat, I stand up while I'm fishing this. I've seen salties stand up, and I think jets stand up maybe too while they're fishing this with the rod tip down, and they're popping it.
Yeah, the adaptation for that for us on the kayak would be to I guess swipe not to the side. Like have your rod so that the line is coming off to the side, like so your line's going that way, and you're basically you're not swiping down. You're swiping, like for example, if it's on the left, you're swiping right. You're swiping right, and you're kind of just basically pulling along instead of pulling it down. You're still pulling it kind of the same direction because you're already low enough in the water. You're just coming across your bow like this. Come across your bow, That way it's you still get the same. You're still pulling the line in the same direction that the bait's already swimming in, and you don't have to stand up, or you can stand up. But that's basically what you're doing. When you're standing up, you're pulling the bait. You're pulling that line into the boat. If you do that same motion sitting down, you got to just do it across because you don't have room to push down into the water.
Perfect. Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for explaining. I have no kayak experience, so I need you to explain. Okay. So that I call the slack line twitch. So you're twitching, you're creating a little slack, you're getting rid of that slack, you're twitching. Don't forget to pause it. And it doesn't have to be 3 twitches. You can mix it up. It could be 5 twitches. It could be 8 twitches.
It could be 27 twitches, whatever.
It's usually like 3. If you get crazy with your twitches, sometimes that thing will come all the way around and you might get wrapped up. But
oh yeah, that's true.
You want to keep, so 3, 5. If I'm going to recommend 3 to 5 twitches and then get in that slack. Okay, the next way that I like to fish this is the crank and pop. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm naming it. And that is basically you are cranking it in and you're popping it. You'll see a lot of guys fishing the jerkbait like this. Yeah. They're basically cranking, they're popping. You pause it too. You're cranking and you're popping. So you're not just pop, creating a slack and pulling it. You're actually cranking and popping it. And that's probably a lot of the shore pounder guys. I see a lot of people. That's probably the most common technique. It's just you're popping it and cranking at the same time. And don't forget to pause. And you might even just crank it a few times and then pop it. It's just go out there and play with your techniques. Sometimes one will work, sometimes the other will work. Just play around. That's the cool thing about the jerkbait. You can fish it 100 different ways. And then the last technique I'm going to talk about is the slow retrieve, which I think was what Leonard was talking about, kind of trolling this thing.
That was Roy.
It's not. Oh, I'm sorry, Roy.
Yeah.
So if you actually put this thing in the water, it does give you a wobble. So it's a long hard bait, and it's going through the water. It's got a wobble to it.
Yep.
It's not so much like the crankbait where you get that vibration. It's not that erratic, but it has a wobble to it. So another technique is to reel that thing in, maybe like 10 reels slowly, and then pop it a few times, pause, and then reel it in slowly, and you get that wobble to it, and pop it a few times and pause. And that is like I call that the slow retrieve and pause. So slow retrieve and pause, and then crank and pop, which is popping, cranking, and my favorite, which is the slack line, cast it, and then pop it 3 times, and then you'll see that line kind of slack out and reel that slack in. So those are my 3 tips for fishing the jerkbait. I'm definitely not, the underspin is my bait, but I do like to fish the jerkbait because, so I'm definitely not the guru, I would call it, on jerkbaits. So if anybody has advice, I know there's a few of you guys that are really good at that, please put it in chat and share your advice also. And if you do have questions about jerkbait, now is the time to answer them.
Awesome. Very cool. Let's see. Let me show these comments. There we go. Okay. And we have to give him a second for the questions to come through. So right. Zach saying he's gonna go back and watch this episode a couple times to get all the notes. Good call. And to get the jingle.
Yeah, and the pop too, guys, you'll know it when you feel it. Like you'll see your rod is gonna bend. That's why I like the medium rod, because if you have that stiff rod, it may be too much for the jerk bait. The medium rod, you'll feel how much to jerk it. Like you'll feel it. You'll feel the bait jerk through the water. And it's not a bad idea to put that thing 15 feet from the boat and just mess with it. Watch it underwater when you can see the thing, and just play around with how hard you're jerking it, how long to pause it, because it jerks, and then it kind of just floats there. And you want it to look like, I guess, a dying or injured fish.
Like I try to swim a little bit, and then it's kind of like, I need to rest before I die, and then it's gonna swim again.
It's its last ditch effort to stay alive. You know what I mean? So
but it's still fresh.
Put it next to your kayak and then watch it for a while.
Yeah, but it's still fresh and tasty.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. And
I know Kevin did, if you go way back to an interview, way back in the day, Kevin did a whole breakdown on how to set one of these things up. You know, they come factory with specific split rings and hooks that I guess you could upgrade to better stuff. So go back and watch his interview, and he'll tell you how to, I guess, master rig one of these. Is that what you call it? Master rig?
Yep. I think it was the second video. I don't know. It's in the notes for those videos, though, so check it out. Let's see. Cool. So I don't see any questions coming through, guys. Okay. So now we're going to open up the questions to anything about fishing in general. So before we wrap up the show, was that the last item on the agenda?
Yeah. So I was going to talk a little bit about the crocodile lure. So I guess if there's any questions about the jerkbait, I'll tell you how to fish a crocodile lure. This is going to take me about a minute. So
all right, let's go for it.
I think this is the lure that's going to win the tournament, guys. This is so easy to fish. I talked about it last time. It's a crocodile lure. It looks like this. This is what the package looks like. There's also other manufacturers that make this thing. It comes in all different sizes. But this is super simple. It's basically you cast it as far as you can and then slow retrieve it. Sometimes cast it, count to 5, let it sink a little bit, and then retrieve it. But it's probably one of the easiest things to fish. You could also troll these. They're awesome to troll. So you don't have one of these for the tournament, you might think about picking one of these up. So croc. That's the only barracuda I think was caught last weekend was on a croc, right?
Yep.
So that I think tells us something right there.
Yep,
Easiest thing to fish. Cast and retrieve. Medium pace.
Right. Very cool.
Set up for the croc, whatever you got. You can fish it on spinning, you can fish it on baitcaster.
And for the crocs, guys, just if you're new to fishing crocs, you might want to put it doesn't have a swivel in the front, right?
It has a welded ring.
Okay. So
no swivel.
So I don't know. I might add a swivel. No, just do a welded ring. Cause look, what I'm trying to get at is if you're pulling it along and it's doing this, you're pulling it in too fast. Okay. You don't want it spinning. You want it to do this.
So
this motion.
Yeah. See, I have one rigged up with a swivel right here. It's funny you mentioned that.
Cool.
So
So
they'll tend to twist your line into a million, and that thing's back there sometimes just spinning.
Yeah, if you're reeling it too fast, it's gonna spin around. You don't want it to spin around, right? You want it to be doing this flutter thing, right?
It's almost like if you think about fishing like a surface iron, how they have that kind of kick to them.
Yep. So you want it to look like it's doing this as it's coming towards you. If you start reeling it too fast, it's gonna start doing full circles, and that's not what you want it to swim. Okay.
I guess I should talk a little more about this. So it's if you fish surface irons, you'll know when you get the correct speed that it just looks right. They're designed to have like a kick, a flutter, and when you're reeling it too fast, it might not look natural. It's going to look like it's just jerking around, but it's designed with this bend and this concave to get a nice little kick out of it. So practice your speed, and when you get it to where you can see it underwater, and then you'll know the speed that you're supposed to be going just by watching it, and you'll see that natural kick. And it puts off a flash too. So shine them up.
Yeah, keep them shiny. Remember Aaron Kruger's tip. Keep them shiny. Make them blingy. Super blingy.
Yep.
Cool. Brian, can you show that closer? Brad wants to see the cover. What do you want to see, Brad? The package?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
hold there
everywhere.
for a second.
You can get these from any tackle shop. They've been around since before all of us were born.
And what weight was that?
This is, I think it's a 1 ounce. They come. This is like, I would say this thing's like 3.5 inches long.
That's a good.
This is like the big. This is like the big guy. This is like the big. I think 3 ounce. See the size difference there.
A 1 ounce is probably good for what we're doing.
Yeah, and then they also come in smaller sizes. Like I would say this is a medium size. Here's the small size.
Roy said, "Do you know how hard it is to make a crocodile swim right with a 3-to-1 Kidcaster gear ratio?"
Yeah, I can see that. Is it actually 3-to-1? I felt like about a 1-to-1 to me. I mean, that forces you to fish slow. That's for sure. That Kidcaster.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I wanted to give a shout out too. I forgot to mention it. So I know they're watching. They told me they watch. Is it Down and S? No, that's Roy.
That's Roy.
Darn, where is my notes here? Go ahead, move on.
The people on the boat?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I'm spacing on.
I think it's I don't know, but to the family that came out on the boat, I think it's Down in SD. No, it's not that.
That's not Down in SD.
It's Fish Perfect. It's Fish Perfect.
That's right.
It's Fish Perfect. So while I'm thinking about it, shout out guys. Thanks for coming out, bringing their 2 kids. I'm going to just call them Fish Perfect and Miss Fish Perfect because that's what they put it in the Discord. And they're both their kids. One of their kids almost got big fish, biggest spotty fish. And the other one caught a fish too. So grats, guys. It's a bummer one of their Kidcaster poles broke, but it was good to see you guys out there. Thanks for coming out and representing the boats.
Yeah, right. That was awesome. Yeah, it's cool. I'm glad you guys came out. And I'm sure the kids had a blast. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's
super cool.
It sounded like they were looking really forward to it, and they were excited to get out there. So thanks for coming out, guys.
Cool.
I want to give that shout out.
Very cool. Very cool. Oh, and Larry Wheeler. I'm not sure if he's watching today, but he was somebody that Eric invited. So that was from we went over that story on Monday. So yeah. Also, Larry, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. We're all watching. What's up, Fish Perfect? What's up, everybody? Yay.
Hey, what's up, guys? The whole family's watching. It's a family show. For
Zach says, I caught a halibut on a croc. I let it sink to the bottom and was bouncing it off the bottom while I was fixing a bunch of wind knots.
Cool. Dude, I have caught the weirdest. If we're going to start crocodile lure stories, I've caught the weirdest stuff on them. I've caught, basically name it, I've caught it on those. And, don't just fish for they're calico slayers. I'm telling you that if you get parallel with the kelp and you cast these things in there and you can sink it just on the side there and mimic like a dart, like a yo-yo, like just yo-yoing off the bottom, they get bit. So that's a whole nother show, man. We could dedicate a show to the croc.
I need to get a video of this, but the other day when we were diving around, not in the reserve, we got in at the La Jolla Cove, but then we went kind of west out towards the ocean to find a deeper spot to dive in. And on one of those drops, I picked up a little seashell, like the top of a clamshell maybe, and it was just a shell. It wasn't alive. It was just a shell, but it was like bright. It was white, and I brought it up with me, and then I dropped it, and on the way down, I could see the fish coming. Like as it was fluttering down, the fish were coming out to look at it. Like they were coming out to look at it from like the kelp stalk. So I thought that was interesting. Like that's when they get them. That's when like they attack stuff on the drop. They actually come and see what it is, and then they kind of like decide to attack it or not. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that was
I think they're just sitting there waiting for anything to come in that looks edible. They're like just waiting for whatever it is. It could be almost anything. They're just waiting for something to come in, and they're probably all looking. And something comes out of the sky, I guess you call it.
Yeah,
that's what they're looking for.
Food falling from the sky. Is that a Big Mac? Oh man. I'd be like, yeah.
Big Mac. It's not a taco. What are you talking about?
Big Macs. Awesome.
All right. So if there's any other questions, now's the time where we're gonna, I guess, wrap this thing up. We're an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Went fast, didn't it?
Woo.
My energy's not sky high like it was at the beginning, but it's still there a little bit. So if there's no questions, I'm gonna move on, Roman, to you know what part.
All right. Give me a second. Go to full screen here. Do my commercial before you start. Where is this? Where is it? Ooh, the transition is still working. Yeah. All right, guys. So the show is not over yet, but do me a quick favor. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Welcome to the show. If you want to become more active in this community and come out with us to our fishing events, go join our Discord server. It's an app that lets us communicate with each other on the water with voice. It's kind of like a group phone call, and that's the way we fish when we go out on these outings. That's also where we keep track of what outings we're going to do, who's going, who can make it, who can't make it, results, and that's how we submit our fish during our actual events. In addition to that, we have a bunch of other sections within our Discord server, like just talking about techniques, talking about certain fish types, vessel types. So everything you ever wanted to know about fishing, and if it's not there, you can ask a question in those categories. And there's I think at this point, there's over 100 people in there, fishermen like you and I, and all with the same mindset of willing to share knowledge and not bash on beginners for asking beginner questions. We welcome beginners. We welcome beginner questions because in explaining those things to beginners, we learn ourselves to think about explaining things differently, and that makes us kind of learn that and reinforce those techniques within ourselves. So now let's go back to Brian, and here we go. You ready, Brian?
Yes, I'm gonna field the question real quick. I read the chat, and somebody asked what color do I recommend, and Coach answered it, but I'm gonna show them off, which I think is the same. My answer is the same as Coach, which is the matte color. It's either blue.
There it is.
It looks like mac stripes on there. It's either blue or green mac stripes. I think any of them get bit, but I don't know. I like the way these ones look. They're all the same price. I always go for these ones. They come in just solid colors, but yeah, Coach, I agree with you on that. Okay. So if you're new to the show, every week I like to recommend, I know this is the variety part of the show, so every week I like to recommend a 80s or 90s movie because that's what I like and that's what I like to watch. So this week I'm going to recommend two movies. My first movie is a comedy. Tell me if you've seen this, Roman, and I hope you have. It's from 1989, starring Tom Hanks, The Burbs.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh my gosh.
I want to watch it.
Dude. Okay, go watch it. The Burbs is hilarious. Tom Hanks, it's like a cult. They live in a cul-de-sac. They think one of the neighbors is doing something suspicious, so they're spying on them.
Oh, nice.
Some classic one-liners on it. There's a group of guys called the Klopex in this, and it cracks me up. I mean, I probably don't go a month without quoting a line from this movie. The Klopex. Funny.
Okay.
There go the brownies. So
the Burbs. Okay. The Burbs. Okay.
The Burbs, a good one. I think it's on Netflix, but definitely it's a short movie, hour and a half. It's awesome.
Okay, well, I'll watch that one. That's very cool.
That's my comedy recommendation. And this, I know you've seen this. Everybody that grew up in the 80s and the 90s saw this because when this came out, it was like groundbreaking. It was like, I think, just before CG, and they were really getting good at stop motion, I think you call it, or stop animation.
Stop motion.
And
yeah.
it kind of, I don't know if I saw this in the feed or I must have seen it when it was on TV or VHS or something, but it's 1981. Clash of the Titans.
Oh yeah, that was like a stop motion.
stop motion, and it has a scene with like this Medusa character, and when she looked at you, it'd freeze it, and that scene like freaked me out for like a month after I saw this movie. The scene of Medusa's eyes glowing, and I don't know, all the snakes in her hair.
We started watching that with the kids the other day, and like they're not ready for it. I had to turn it off.
I know this is the one that freaks out. This is like one of the entry level. It's rated PG, believe it or not, but it was like an entry level scary movie for kids. So when
it's a good movie,
maybe like, it's a good movie. It holds up pretty good. Oh, I didn't rate it. I'm gonna rate The Burbs 4 out of 5 max. It's one of my more favorite comedies. It holds up. It's good. This movie, when it first came out, it was so innovative. You're like, oh my god, it's killer. But now that you go back and with things, the CG we have with like Avengers and everything, it kind of ruined these older movies. You watch it and you're like, ugh, it looks pretty good. But when it came out, it was one of my favorite movies. Now I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 max because it doesn't hold up quite as good as it would have when I saw it when I was like 10.
Nice.
So those are my 2 movie recommendations.
Okay, I'm going back to Split. Shoo. That was good. Let's see. My movie recommendation is, if you haven't seen it, check out a movie called Universal Soldier Part 1. That's a good one.
That is a good one. I thought I could have sworn you were going to say something else, but man, yeah.
Yeah, and then when you're done watching that, watch Bloodsport. Woo! What's good?
Yeah. I did watch Bloodsport recently, Roman, and it holds up. It's pretty good, but there's some pretty weird faces that Jean-Claude Van Damme makes at the end. I can't quite figure out what the director was thinking, but his eyes and his mouth are open. It's like his fist is in the air. I don't know. You know what scene I'm talking about.
He had the blind he had the cheater put that powder in his eyes, so he's kind of trying to rub it out of his eyes, right?
Yeah.
Tango no cash. That's
All right, guys. Thank you again, Roman. Had a great time with you. I think Zach's right, dude. I'm getting the LaCroix crash here. I don't know what's in that thing. My energy level is not as high as it was going. I had fun tonight. It's the first time I've ever sung on YouTube or anything, I guess. So I had a lot of fun tonight. It was a fun night for me. Got to talk about the jerkbait. So thanks, guys. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to snag some grass and catch some bass. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Woo. No show next week.
Awesome.
I'll see you on the river.
I'll be on the river. I'll see you on the river. All right, Brian. Thanks so much.
Later. See you guys.
All right, guys. That was awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of On the Bay. No, sorry. That's the tournament of bay fishing with Roman and Brian. And we're gonna be fishing this Saturday on the bay with CCA Part 2. We'll be doing that on Saturday. So I'll see you there. If you haven't signed up, ccacalifornia.org. Go to the calendar and then mouse over the calendar and you'll find the event there. And then sign up. $25. It's going to a good cause. CCA is out there fighting for our fishing rights. And so we support them by doing their tournaments. They're gonna be doing it in the same manner that we do our tournaments. Socially distanced, everybody's on their own kayaks. The awards will be presented on their Facebook page. The submissions for your fish happen on their Discord server. The way you get to their Discord server is by going to that sign up page. They have the instructions for it. Chris put the instructions for that at the bottom of that section. He's got a link to the server. So if you already have the app, like most of you do, because you're on the MMFC server, all you gotta do is go to that page, click the link, and it's gonna ask you if you want to join the CCA server. You're gonna say yes, and you're gonna go in there. You'll find the section for the submissions for this weekend. Okay. So good luck. I'll see you guys there on Saturday. I think that's it for this week for me. I might stream a little bit later this week. I might stream some games or something. I don't know. Just change it up. But other than that, hope you guys enjoy the show. Shout outs. So Hyder, Wharf TV, thanks Coach, Arnie, Leonard, Captain Dan, Christopher. Oh, Christopher Layfield, welcome. I missed you earlier. I see Cal. I see Dario. Dario, thanks again for joining us and sharing a little bit of your time with us and your story. Mike B, Muto, Leonard, Salty, BDG, Zach, the show that never ends. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great night. Sorry I missed you. Sorry if I missed you in the chats. Have a good night, guys. Hold on, see if it's gonna go. Okay, waved. And okay.